everybody. Good morning. Interceptor here with a short Latin stream. Short just because the house is already stuffy. My head hurts. It's just, let me get the light. It's just one of those mornings. But I want to get a couple things done so then I can do the other couple things on Tuesday and be done before next week's charity stream, where I will not be streaming Latin, but we'll be ready to jump into part 3 whenever we go. And these last 4 sections in part 2 are a little bit scattered. So let's jump right into it. So last time we did comparison of adjectives. So we learned about the positive degree, when something is tall, whatever. The comparative degree, where something is taller than something else. And then superlative degree, where something is tallest, the most tall. These are some of the irregulars. I just scrolled up to give you a reminder. So whatever's going on in the positive, whether it's a first or second, for second adjective or a third adjective, the ending in the comparative is "eu" or "ius." Well, unless it's super irregular, like "mean" or "meanus." A third degree adjective, and then the superlative goes back to "asa", first declension adjective. Adverbs are even easier. Adverbs don't decline because they modify verbs, so they only have one form. And adverbs are usually derived from adjectives. In English, you add ly. And so you can compare them. Something can be more sweetly done, most sweetly done, most dearly, most freely. And you take really just one of the forms of the adjective and turn that into the adverb. So in the case of the positive degree, caras becomes care, to be dearly, pulcher, pulcre, beautifully, liber, libere, freely, so that long E in the positive. For the comparative, you just use the neuter singular form. Technically, it's a neuter accusative singular, because there's such a thing as adverbial accusative. That's not really important for you to know. Just know that the neuter accusative form of the comparative also works as an adverb, more dearly. The superlative, much like the positive degree, you just change the ending for a long E. And that's how you compare adverbs. The positive is formed by adding E, superlative is formed by E, easy, comparative, neuter accusative singular. Adverbs derive from adjectives of the third declension or formed like those above, except in the positive form. In the positive form, you add iter or ter, depending on the stem. So if you want to do something bravely, it's fortiter, not forte. If you want to do something boldly, it's audacter, not audace. But otherwise, the comparative is that same IUS, and the superlative is the long E. As we learned above, the neuter accusative comparative is used as the adverb. Sometimes you can use the accusative or the ablative singular neuter like an adverb. Facilis, facile, so it should be faciliter, but here the accusative is just used for easily. Multum gets used as much, a lot. So get used to seeing multum meaning a lot. Adverbially. Same with primum here, the accusative working as an adverb. My brain's not awake enough to explain that well to you, but it's called the adverbial accusative. And I think it has to do with accusative of extent. Um, we've seen accusative of place to which. I'm going towards an accusative place. I think next chapter, or did we already learn it? I think it's next chapter. We will learn accusative duration of time. Um, I have worked at the church for 3 years. For 3 years would be rendered in the accusative. Because in the Roman mindset, you're moving through time. That's how long you've done something. Since you're moving through it, towards it, it is accusative. And so that's why sometimes adverbs can just be an accusative thing. It's the extent to which something is true. So here's some irregular comparisons. Thankfully, other than the positive degree, they're fairly regular in as much as they follow this is the accusative comparison used as the adverb. This is the superlative used with a long E to be the superlative adverb. But since the adjectives are irregular, they have irregular adverb forms. Adverbs modify verbs, adjectives, and other adverbs. All right, let's see if I can translate Latin this early in the morning. I probably can't. Nulla res melius gesta esquam proelium illud, ubi Marius multo minore exercitu, multo maiores copias currenorum in fugam dedit. No thing, nulla res, has been done, gesta est, better, melius, so the superlative adverb, than, quam, the battle that, ille standing after its noun means that famous. So that famous battle where or when Marius gave dedit. So Marius dedit in fugam. Marius gave into flight. Marius caused to flee, might say. A greater number of Germans by means of his much less army. I like that they're repeating molto and molto. So I guess the first one is by much less army, and then the second one is probably going more with the maiores. So Marius, with his much less army, gave the much more greater troops of the Germans into flight. He sent them into flight. Okay. Audactor in Romanorum cohortis hostes impetus fecudunt. Daringly, the enemy they made an attack among the Roman cohorts. Marius autem omnes hos fortissime sustinuit. Marius, however, held back all of these most bravely. So that's how it really works. Not too hard. Oh, number 8. Let's do that. Romani saepius quam hostes vicerunt quod meliora arma habebant. The Romans more often conquered than the enemy because they had better arms. So the comparative adverb here, using with quam to set up the comparison, so we still use that. Quam plus superlative adverb would still be as blank as possible. Now we're totally switching gears and talking about numbers and then the partitive genitive. I guess accusative is in the next, accusative extend is in the next chapter, so we'll do that on Tuesday. All right, numerals. The Latin numerals can be classified as followed. Okay, there's cardinal numbers. These are the ones for counting. 1, 2, 3. Ordinal numbers give the order of things, first, second, third. Distributive numerals, I didn't even know was a thing. I didn't know that was a category. But they certainly exist 1 at a time, 2 at a time, 3 at a time. So that's way less of a thing. So here's the first 20 cardinal numbers. Unus, duo, tres, quattro, quinque, sex, septem, octo, novem, decem, undecem, duodecem, tridecem, quattordecem, quindecem, seidecem, septemdecem, duodecimvigenti, undecimvigenti. Centum is 100, ducentum 200, mille, 1,000. Nothing too wild and crazy. A lot of them you'll recognize from other words, especially in the 1 through 10. 11 through 17 are just the number plus 10. And then 18 and 19 are counting backwards from 20. So that's how they are. But unus, duo, tres, and 200 and all the other hundreds and 1,000, they decline. So unas, duo, duai, duo, tres, tria. You decline them like adjectives. Mille, milia. So unus we've actually already learned is one of the 9 irregular adjectives. So unas, unius, so the ius and the genitive, the I and the dative. And then regular, una castra, 1 camp. Can technically do plural if you want it to mean only, but there's also other words to mean only. So don't worry about it too much. And then ducentii, orem, erum, orum. So adjectives only in the plural. So, omnium avium aquila est volocissima. Of all the birds, the eagle is the swiftest. Hoc oraculum erat omnium clarissimum. This oracle was the most clear, distinguished, famous of all. So that's a genitive, giving kind of the group that a noun is a part of. In such sentences, the genitive denotes the whole, and the word it modifies denotes the part of the whole. Right? The eagle among all the birds, the oracle among all of them. Such a genitive denoting the whole of which a part is taken is called the partitive genitive. Yay! One of us, one of us. Partitive genitive. Words denoting a part are often used with the genitive of the whole, known as a partitive genitive. So words denoting a part are especially pronouns, numerals, and a few adjectives. Part. Yeah. Cardinal numbers, though, but except for 1,000, actually usually take X or day. So that's a big exception. When you're talking about numbers and you want to say 5 of us, 7 of us, you actually don't usually use the partitive genitive. You actually usually use X or day with the ablative because it's separating a specific number from a greater amount. And maybe it's the specificity that's really causing it. I'm not sure. But mille, 1,000 in the singular, is usually an indeclinable adjective. But in the plural, it's a noun, and it takes the partitive genitive. So 10 million soldiers is 10,000 soldiers is 10,000 of soldiers. But if you're talking about 8,000 soldiers, it's an adjective, mille milites. I don't know why. I really am not sure why the numbers get so finicky, but here they are. So fortissimi horum sunt Germani. The bravest of them are the Germans. Okay. 10 decam milia hostium interfecta sunt. 10,000s of the enemy were slain. But you could also say 10,000 enemy. Una ex captivis erat soror regis. One of the captives was the sister of the king. So again, with this number, as with most numbers, you use x plus the ablative instead, because you're talking about a specific sample you're taking out of the larger group. All right, let's do a couple sentences and then wrap it. So, Caesar maximum partem aedificiorum incendent. Caesar burned the greatest part of the buildings. Okay, that's a thing. Magna pars munitionis aqua flumina deleta est. A great part of the nitio. I don't want to make up a word, so let me just get a good one for us. It occurs words. Oop. Munitiorum. Okay, I have the fortification. Let's say fortification. Munitionis. Sorry, I meant munitiorum. Okay, a great part of the fortification was destroyed by the water of the river. Galli huius regionis quinque milia hominum coegerant. So the Gauls of this region gathered together 5,000 of men. 5,000 men. Duo ex mei fratribus eundem rumorem audiverant. 2 of my brothers from my brothers, they heard the same rumor. Quis Romanorum erat clarior Caesare. Who of the Romans was more distinguished than Caesar? Good. So study those. Next time we'll finish up words and forms. And then go to constructions, which actually includes more forms because we still have to learn the subjunctive verb, which is all constructions. But yay, we're getting close. We're in lesson, what is that? 59. So we're making real progress. So I'll see you on Tuesday. Thanks for hanging out. I'll go upload this to YouTube and make sure. Words and forms, indeed. That's really all that Latin is. Words and forms. So I'll see you guys on Tuesday when we'll finish up words and forms.